Hi guys, so we are back. We're doing this voice recording after the fact because my audio screwed up when we were actually recording the gameplay, and we didn't want to go back and do it over because this was fine and didn't want to waste the video. So, excuse me, so maybe I need more water. So anyway, what I'm doing right now is I was trying to equip skills, but I don't know if you can do that if you haven't purchased any yet. I don't know if you can actually purchase skills from the in-game menu. You may have to purchase them from the main menu in between. And then if you have them purchased, you can maybe equip them.
Yeah, you can probably switch them out if you have enough skills to switch
to
them
swap
out and all
things
that
out,
kind of thing, yeah.
Or whatever.
Change up your loadout, I guess.
So that's why I was ineffective at doing anything. And then here we were talking about the headlights. Kat, you had a preference about headlights, right?
Well, I think that you just have more control when it's your gun, because then you control where you're pointing it. Just with a little more precision than, okay, this is the way my head is turned. Yeah. If that makes sense.
Right, and I think I would disagree with that actually a little bit, because if the light was on my gun right now, it would be pointing at the floor. And since it's on my head,
I suppose
I can have the gun down and be sort of like running, and I still have light in front of me. So it's like wherever I'm facing, the light is, and you know, if I have my gun up, it's going to be turned in the same direction. So I don't know. I think
maybe I'd like a light on my gun too. Then.
All right, I'll go with that. And so now here comes my moment of genius. So when we see these like sparks over there, and we're like, well, obviously that's not the way to go. It's obviously this way. But I'm like, you know, games sometimes hide stuff and things, you know, behind places where it doesn't look like you can make it. And I was thinking, well, maybe I can go a little bit around the side here. If I hug the right wall or something, maybe I can get by those sparks. And so I'm trying to decide what I want to do. And I'm creeping forward, and then, no.
And then you're like, nope, 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 nope.
No, you cannot.
And I'm like, I told you not to do that.
And I'm like, but there could have been stuff. So,
and then this zombie totally snuck up on us because I was watching her fry alive in the water there.
Yeah, but then we got the cool thing where it like went into the thing, and then it dropped some skill points or something, and I'm like, I'm gonna go get that, and Kat's like, no.
I do not want it that badly.
And I'm like, I do. Skill points. But we were able to get them without getting into the electricity then. So, everything was good. This subway tunnel was pretty creepy. I thought it was well done. Just the darkness and the light effects, the shadows that you'll see later.
And even with the light on your head, you still can't see stuff. Like, something comes out of the shadows, you had no idea it was there.
It was there. Exactly. But here I go, tromping forward. As I always do.
You'll see that she's perpetually in front of me.
I don't know, I just...
And see, I saw that. And started shooting at it.
I saw it too. It was just closer.
You saw
to
it
me.
as it was crawling toward you.
Right.
I saw it from a safe distance.
I didn't get lunged by it. So that was a good thing. The lunging is not a feature that I enjoy. Like,
no, it's not.
The crawling is fine, but you know, you should not be, especially when they lunge at you from
from super far away.
When they lunge at you from the ground is what I'm trying to say.
Oh yeah.
Like, they should... Whoa! Oh,
And there's the
yeah.
train
And
that
there's
we
the
did
train.
not know was going to come.
We did not know it was going to come. And even when she said it was coming, I was like in the middle of beating up that zombie, so I was like, oh, well, where's the train? Smack!
I just
And
hear,
so-
what? As she gets
And of
hit
course-
by the train.
So there's a quick time event there, which I knew happened this time. And yet still I managed to
That's
fail.
me trying to melee them, but sometimes when they're on the ground, you
Yeah, when
can't,
they're
and
on
then
the
they
ground,
grab you.
Can't. And so, like, if they're on the ground, I've noticed, after doing this and failing at it so many times, and,
So I'm not
I
just a
think-
total idiot there.
No.
It's
I think I will
hard to
probably
do.
continue to fail at it because it's just such an impulse to, like, you want to stomp them when they're on the ground, right? And so, but if they're, I mean, I had plenty of time to push those buttons, and I don't know what I was doing. I don't know what I was doing just then. But anyway, that's the last time I fail. So, in any case, when they're on the ground and they're crawling toward you, it's like you cannot stomp them. They will grab you, like if they're crawling toward you. If you can get around behind them or come at them from the side, you can stomp their face. But if they're on the ground and they're like actively crawling toward you, it seems like most of the time they'll just grab you. That's what they do.
And if
So-
you're wondering what we're doing here, we decided that we weren't going to kill most of them because the train will do
Right.
it. So we just
Exactly.
wanted
We
Crawly
tried
Dude to
to
die,
learn.
and then we're kind of running around them a bit, trying to get the
We tried to learn from
sequence to trigger.
experience. Yeah, I was trying to walk forward enough so that the train would trigger, and then I finally pushed the right buttons. Better be glad her boobs aren't bigger, or I would have just gotten clipped by the train.
Ouch.
It would have hurt. The joy of medium-sized boobs. So, anyway, now that we finally got past that part, I look down here and, here's this, like, ominous-looking barrel on fire. It's pretty much a guarantee that there's going to be something down there. But, of course, my brain goes straight to, ooh, there's probably stuff. But, of course, so I go down here looking for stuff, and, Kat's like, there's dogs! Because she was paying attention
Yeah.
to something other than potential shiny things.
Well, and I can see things better on my screen, too, so... And while you were staring straight at the stuff, I was looking down the train tracks,
corridor?
like, where
Man, I
is the
hate
awful
dogs.
thing that's gonna come to us now?
I hate them so much. Like,
You hate the
in
dogs
any-
probably as much as I hate the lickers, I think.
yeah, in any game where there are dogs that will attack you, I mean, anything. This Silent Hill had some dogs that were annoying. Freaking Call of Duty, even.
They're just always so fast. And they
Yeah,
do a
they're
lot
so
of
fast,
damage.
and when they jump on you, I mean, I don't know. I get jumped on a lot by the dogs when they are in a game. And here I am trying to switch my weapon, and I'm like not pushing the right button because I keep pushing up and down instead of left and right.
So I guess
moment
that's
of brain
a good
fart.
question to put out to people is, what do you hate more, the dogs or the lickers?
Right?
Or which ones do you like more, depending on the way you look at it?
Yeah, like, what's the better enemy type? I mean, I guess the lickers are a better enemy type because they're original to this
Right.
game, Or the game series, not this game. But we haven't actually seen them in this game yet, but,
I'm waiting for them.
they are a Resident Evil creation, whereas the sort of zombie dogs, another train that I just barely made.
And you were getting mad
The
at me
dogs are
because
sort
every
of
time
a
we saw the train,
thing
I was
that's in
like,
lots
X and
of
A,
stuff.
X and A! And you were like, yes, I can do QuickTime events. I'm like, I
you
know.
sometimes I just fail.
Well, sometimes
But
I
that
do
doesn't mean
too,
that
but I was also
that doesn't mean
reminding
that I don't
myself.
realize what I'm supposed to do. It's I think it's the most frustrating when you know what you're supposed to do and you just are failing at accomplishing it.
You
I
mean
don't
like
know.
me
That's
failing to
that's
hit
another good
A?
question. That's yeah. Well, that's another good question for people. Is it more frustrating when you know what to do but just can't seem to pull it off, or when you don't know what to do,
Or don't know what you're doing wrong? Like in my case,
or don't know
still
what
being
you're doing
on
wrong?
Red
Yeah.
Dead Redemption controls somehow and tapping A instead of holding it
Yeah, she's talking
skillfully.
about she got super frustrated at the very beginning, like when we were not playing together. So if you watched that prelude chapter, you'll notice that about 8 minutes from the end of the video, you can only hear me talking. And that's because all she was doing was like yelling at the game saying, "Why can't I make it?" Because you kept failing over and over at that part where Leon is running from the explosion, the chain reaction explosion of the cars, right?
Yep.
And you were like, "What? Why isn't this working?" And I'm sitting there going, I don't know what to tell you. I got through it fine. I really didn't know what your problem was. So I was like, I don't know how to help you here.
I just always
But,
have a hard time running in Resident Evil games, apparently.
And, well, right here was kind of a cool moment. We'll take a tangent here for a second, because, the headlights just start malfunctioning, and so, you can't really see sometimes, and zombies come at you from both sides. And something that we noticed when we played through this again is that, because we just ran past all of those zombies that were running through the electricity right there, and they all came after us from behind.
Scared the
So
crap out of
it
us,
seems
yeah.
like, yeah, it seems like any enemies that you do not kill right there before you go into this hallway, will follow you and come around behind you. So just be aware of that and try to take out as many as you can before that happens. So anyway, yeah, it turned out that what you were doing wrong is that you were tapping A instead of holding A down to run.
Right.
And that resulted in, Leon not being able to run fast enough to get away from the explosion. And I love how I just chose to like stand directly behind you there. I'm like, the best place for me to stand is going to be right behind you, where I cannot see it until you move.
Yep.
Just sometimes the thought process.
It's
that
just
we
funny
have
how
is
sometimes your brain just doesn't
incredible.
want to work, right? Like,
No,
my
it
brain in that,
doesn't.
I don't know why I was tapping A. I honestly don't.
Yeah. Like sometimes you will get super frustrated at a part, and you'll realize that like what you were doing was so obvious.
Right. Now, this
And I
part
don't
was
know.
really cool, too. It was super tense.
Yeah.
You see the shadows coming, and you're like, oh god. Oh god, what is
And
that?
it looks like there are like 1,000 of them, and there were a lot of them. This is a nightmare.
And at
Yes.
this point, is like, okay, what do we
We were
do?
like, there's
That's
going
a
to be too
lot.
many of them. Yeah, and so I think I actually had the brilliant plan to just like run through them. Whereas I'm usually the one who's like, let's fight them.
I don't know. I was pretty sure I said let's just go, but I mean,
Maybe we
might
had
have
the
been
same
both of
idea at the
us.
same
Yeah,
time. As I get, leapt upon by a zombie and need saving.
because
But
I took off. Well, I mean, I guess you got grabbed, but yeah, I was
yeah,
like,
I
let's
was
just
busy
go, let's
taking a
run.
health pill. I think I said, oh, let's just go, and then I was going to take care of that one in front of me, and then it leaped on me, and I got held
And
up.
then we got
but
scared about that train that was coming because
the
she's like,
train,
another
but
train,
it was on the other
but it was on
side.
the other side because we
So
ran
it
the
was
right
lucky
way.
that it was lucky that we picked the right side there. Otherwise, we would
Or
be
the
dead
left
again
side,
and
technically.
starting over. Yes, the left side, which was the correct side.
Yes.
So, Yeah, and I think that train takes care of most of the zombies because we noticed that there are some that hobble toward us here at the end, but not too many.
Yep.
And so you have to investigate this train car before you can jump up on there. Like, I think later when we played it again, I tried to just stand there and do the assist jump, but
Just don't leave me behind.
whoa, hello zombie. Don't you love it when it takes you out of a cutscene straight into someone's grabby hands?
Yeah, it's lovely.
So, yeah, it won't let you do the assist jump until you investigate the car and see that it's locked. So, he's gonna toss me again.
Yep. Which is funny
And
because she
that
would be
guy
totally capable
is a
of
little
lifting me up to
inconsistent
go
because,
in there.
like, yeah, because he didn't jump at me just then, but sometimes he will jump at you straight away. See, like, he hasn't even woken up yet, but now he did. And another time he jumped at me immediately after falling down. So it may have something to do with how far up you're standing in the car, or
Yeah, it could be.
something. But just be aware, folks, that that he may or may not jump at you right when he falls down. So this was creepy, and it reminded me a lot of Dead Space 2. There's a sequence in
It
a
reminds me
subway
of the
just
train
like
car
this.
in Resident Evil 0. Although that's
So-
like a proper train and not a subway train, but it's the same kind of idea because you
Yeah.
walk through and things will be sitting down and then all of a sudden they get up as you go past them.
Right, and you don't ever know which ones are gonna get up, and so it's kind of like whoever's behind needs to be like really vigilant for the person who's walking in front, because they can be triggered by you walking past a certain point, and so the person in front might not be in a good place to shoot them. So, and then they start getting up behind us. Throwing poles. And I try to dodge things when they throw them at me, but sometimes my brain doesn't want to work right, and I end up moving toward the thing that they threw instead of away from it, and I'm like, I don't even know what that's about. Like, why would I ever want to move toward the thing instead of away from it? Makes no sense. Maybe it's all those years of like playing softball and stuff.
And
Where
that
it's
was
like, I wanna
me
catch
just
the thing.
tripping over the dude over and over again. I was like, I'm just derping around because, that's what Leon does. Make fun of Leon so much.
I know.
When really that was
we're
just
pretty
me
harsh on him.
having trouble getting to the door because of the body that was in the way.
Yeah, the little tripping animation over the bodies is sort of ridiculous. Yeah. I was really like invested in getting toward the end of the car. And so because I figure once I get to a wall, I really like to have a wall to my back, That way nothing can get me from behind.
Yeah.
And so that's probably a good strategy for this area.
I think we were also
Is,
looking around for that thing where you saw the thing that hit A. You were kind of confused.
Right, yeah. I think it was because it was one of those go up against cover things. Because
Oh, yeah, it
sometimes
might
you'll
have been.
get that prompt when you're holding the left trigger. And I just didn't know what it was. So I was like, ooh, is there something fancy I could do, like swing around on the pole and kick someone? Because that would be awesome. But no, that was not the case. We were so paranoid.
We're just certain that any one of them will get up. And then we heard, like, a gurgling sound, and it was the dude outside.
Right.
It took me a minute to figure out.
What's going on? And then I'm like, well, where is he? And then I saw you move behind me, and I think I got scared.
And of course, there was another one right around the corner.
Right. There he was. I was like, oh no! Whenever I see something in my peripheral vision, I just start running around madly. Like... So I saw the button prompt, but I didn't see anything in front of me, so I was like, oh crap! Move, move!
You have so much ammo, it's ridiculous.
I don't even know how I have so much more than you. I'm convinced that they give Helena more ammo than Leon.
They must, I don't know. But it's crazy, because you got like 115 at this point. I had like 30, 40.
I mean, and you melee stuff a lot too, so it's not even like you're just dumping bullets into the floor or something.
No.
I don't understand it. How I always seem to have more than you.
I mean, it could still be something to do with the fact that you're the host, and maybe it saves
that
some
could
of my
be too.
stuff, but not all of it. I don't know. That's you having fun jumping over stuff.
I just love jumping. I just love it when it's the like little jump slide animation. I think that's always the right choice. If you're a game designer and you have a choice between having people be able to hop over stuff and not, always have people hop over stuff. And right here,
this
I love
dumb
how
lady is gonna
Helena's
get
getting
eaten.
annoyed. She's like, "Oh, we don't have time for this,"
And we're just watching her go, and we're like, she's gonna die. She's gonna get
She's
eaten.
gonna get slaughtered. And then I made an attempt. I really did try to shoot that person, but he just did not want to die. Like it was like he was invulnerable or something.
I told her to
And
back up
so
because I was
then
throwing
they,
a grenade.
Yeah. I have this tendency to walk straight into grenades that she throws, so...
And I have terrible timing. I throw it right in time for you to be able to catch it.
Yeah. And so we've been trying to get better about telling each other when we are gonna do stuff like that. Because, you know, sometimes it's a panic moment.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, you don't have time to warn your partner, but... You know, when you do, it's always nice to just be considerate. These things were really hard. For whatever reason, I don't know why it wouldn't die. But eventually, I just said, screw it. I'm not wasting any more bullets on this little fracker. Because look how many bullets we've put into him.
These
Like,
retching
it should be
zombies,
dead.
though, they're just awful.
It should
They
be
spit
dead.
acid
I
at
ran
you.
straight into a wall then. Did you see that? So I was like, forget this. And he still took like 3 or 4 kicks before it died. Like, there is no way that zombie had that much health. Like, ridiculous.
And then these ones come up behind you, and that's fun.
And so the leapers, it's really inconsistent because sometimes just like right there, we shot her while she was leaping and she fell over and didn't finish her leap attack. And sometimes you can shoot them just like that and they won't, and they'll just grab you. And so the best thing to do is to either hit the counter, it'll give you a right trigger counter, or move out of the way.
Yeah.
Because here's a good spot to get a silent kill.
The insta-kill
Do that
stealth
achievement,
thing,
yeah.
yeah.
Good. You made
Whenever your character
Reach the
does
street
that,
level from there.
What are conditions
where it
like?
goes up behind them and, you know, the first melee is
Gotten
one of
pretty bad.
those
Hell on earth isn't much of a
smashes. I was hoping she was gonna like leap over the turnstile, but she didn't. And then I'm like, will
Harassing
these
a ticket
machines
booth.
give us any stuff?
We apparently have a vendetta against machines. I was reading
I
the
guess
map,
we do.
Tall Oaks Station,
And I'm
And she's
And
like,
I'm
come
like-
on, come on, come
I'm
on.
like- And right then was when I noticed that if you push B over and over, she will nag Leon and be like, Leon, 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 Leon.
Like, stop reading the map, and let's just go.
Which is gonna be, it's gonna be amusing, I think, later on. Probably for one of us.
For one of us,
So.
she's gonna do that to me all the time.
Aye. So yeah, here we go. There's nothing in the trash can.
You'll have to
This
cross
is
that
not
part of town to
Fallout.
get to the cathedral. Keep your lines open in case you run into trouble.
Yeah, these ones that are so intent on eating people. Oh, and didn't we discover later, Kat, that they just ignore you if you
Oh,
don't.
they completely
shoot
ignore
at
you.
them. I think that guy might still try to attack you because that's like
Well, yeah, that's
an
like-
animation
yeah.
that it wants to do that shows Leon is the master of dodging or some nonsense. But
The master of dodging.
because I thought that you did something right then, but when I was in that spot when we did it later, and look at me running directly into the path of the car.
And then I'm
I
like, why are
will,
those zombies trying to eat the car?
Because there's someone
Because they're
there.
just... Yeah, but they're not even remotely near the person who's in there.
But they're dumb. I mean, they're zombies. They're just like, food. Get it.
In the trunk when the guy is in the front seat?
I don't know. Nice. And so, yeah, if you don't bother shooting at any of those people, they will just ignore you and continue trying to eat the
Continue
people
with
that
their
are dead
morbid
on the
feast.
ground. Yeah. But there are a bunch of barrels around here that you can crush for stuff.
Yep, they're just like nom 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 person. They don't care about you at all.
They don't care about us. And it takes them, and it's like, you can't hit them even when they're on the ground eating somebody else. You have to wait until they get up. And that threw me off a few times, because I would be trying to hit them while they were on the ground, and then they got me as they were getting up.
Yeah, I feel like
So-
you should be able to silent kill those ones because they're not paying attention to you at all.
No, they're just eating.
Should
I'm
be
like,
able to
should I
grab
kill
their
that
head
guy?
and snap their
Can't
neck
get
or
to us.
something.
Right. Because, you know, running by them's all well and good, but it would be nice to actually be able to take them out. I decided to kill that guy, and I shot him once, like, in the throat, and he just died, and I'm like, oh. Okay. That is not like anything that we have seen before. Because zombies now apparently take 2 to 3 shots to the head to kill.
And then
Which
half
is
their
ridiculous.
face is gone, and it's kind of hard to hit it.
Right. It's sort of stupid.
I'll get you out.
And so now. I love how Leon says, hold on, I'll get you out. And it's like, well, hello, you needed my help too. So it was, hold on, we'll get you out. He really does have a hero complex.
Yeah, he does.
Something strange happened just then. Did you see that?
Sometimes they teleport around a little bit.
Well, I think problems happen when we're both kicking the same person. Because whoever, like, hits them a little bit before will move them in one direction, and then the other person, they're just not there anymore for them.
And this is us trying to figure out how we want to handle this situation. We're like, do we bother them or just go? And we decided to just go. And they pretty much leave you alone.
Yeah, they do. So, this is very, very much like Resident Evil 2. The beginning of it.
And this is cool, up on the grating with them under underneath.
underneath.
That makes me think of the first Resident Evil movie.
It reminded me kind of The Walking Dead, because there is a section in one of the seasons where they're at like this school or something, and I don't know, for whatever reason these walkways reminded me of that part in particular. I don't know how similar it is or not, but
Well, it's just like it's not quite like the first movie either, but you know, they're up on kind of piping with the metal grate and things are underneath. and
Right.
That's just what it makes me think of.
someone gets left behind. I remember that part. I just knew that person was going to get up, but they didn't.
Lovely
And
explosion.
now this part right here, your best thing to do is to go back behind that
Not
door that we
forward.
just opened. Not forward into the zombies. But see right there again, we shot him and he fell.
And then that one starts shooting at you.
But sometimes when you shoot them as they're leaping, they do not fall. And so now here I'm like, I'm dying. Leon, I'm dying.
You did not start telling me that until you were really, really in trouble.
I didn't know I was really in trouble until I was on the ground with the dying animation. Sometimes you just don't notice that your health is that low. You know?
Yeah.
A bad case of deja vu.
So then you get mad at
But
me
one
like
good
I'm supposed to
thing-
magically know that your health is down.
Well, when they put you into Last Stand, it makes your screen go white too.
Yeah, except
So
that
you
I
should
was
know.
getting shot and I was on the ground already too.
Were you?
So
didn't
I wasn't
realize
like
that.
downed, like dying, but
Just
they
cannot
had knocked
avoid
me
these
over.
leapers.
So I was lying down shooting, trying to recover. And then you're like, I'm dying! And I'm like, what?
So you were dying there as well?
Not quite dying, but I was distracted. I was thoroughly distracted by my own position.
I can see where if you were on the ground, I just get leaped on every single time. I cannot get it through my head that I need to do something to avoid that. Like, and I thought that I had the, oh, we'll shoot them as they're leaping trick down, but that does not seem to work every time. Or
And these
it's
armored
harder to
ones are
pull off.
awful.
Yeah, they are. I mean, they're armored, and a lot of times I'll think I'm shooting them at the head, and it just bounces off the, like, collar. So, I'm like, look at this person. I was like, should I shoot them? Oh. Just fell over. Another good place for a silent kill is this guy to the left right here. I don't think that I actually pull it off because he was turned a little bit too much to the side, but I did get the nice axe kill, which is nice.
And I was still trying to melee the guy who was still eating a dude.
Chomping, and you just
And it just
can't.
doesn't work.
It's crap. Like, I should always be able to kill the zombies, even if they are eating someone else.
That was awesome.
Yeah. I like the little contextual head smashes and stuff.
Yeah,
That's
and
cool.
killing them with their own weapons and stuff.
Right. Or a weapon, because, like, that axe was not... He wasn't holding it and using it, but I pulled it out of his, like, chest and then killed him. So, I do like all of those little contextual things that you can do. I think that was well done.
Yep. And there was a zombie up the top, but I killed it. Kind of can't see it. It's off screen.
Yeah. But you'll see the stuff that it dropped when we go up there, I think. So it's like evidence. See, it was there.
Well, I think they believe me. I'm just telling
There
them.
were skill
so.
points. And then we have to push this huge concrete thing. And you were saying, yeah, I think I agree with you. Not even the both of us could not have moved that huge concrete.
No, it'd be
container.
way too heavy. And I figured out where we needed to go.
I mean, and it's not
Like, let's
like
go this way.
either one of us have Chris Redfield muscles, you know? Leon's pretty skinny.
Yeah. He's a little gangly. Not
Yeah.
so good with the muscles. And that
And
scared
see,
me so
then
much.
that
Nearly
thing
got
comes
squished.
crashing, and I wasn't even looking at all. I was making a beeline toward this door because I had figured that this was the way we needed to go, and so I didn't even see it to get scared by it. And you were like, "Oh my god!"
Idea.
Well, because
And
I
I'm
almost
like,
got
What is
squished.
she talking about?
Maybe we can even catch our breath.